Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. It's Thursday night, 7 p.m., and another week has passed, but that means we're another week closer to the 6th annual South Florida Drone Meetup. So, and the meet and greet's only 49 days away. You know, we have the meet and greet that Friday night at Sticks Billiard Club, and you know, a lot of people make it. It's such a great time. And I got to say thank you to Bill Ronayne for putting that all together. But the main meetup is on Saturday, and April 11th, that is. And it's not too late to sign up. I signed up 2 people today. We're up to 136 names on the list. And it's going to be probably the biggest South Florida drone meetup that we've had. But I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. A lot of new people coming this year, and that's great. And of course, a lot of the old timers, as I call them, coming back. But we're gonna have a great time, no doubt about it. I put in the order for great weather, and I think this year we're gonna have perfect weather. So we'll see. But anyway, I tell you, I got a great show lined up. If you saw the Facebook promo post and the YouTube promo post, you know it's Phil George, DD Fellows, and he's going to be my special guest, and I know you're going to find him very interesting. He's an experienced drone pilot out in Utah. So I'll be bringing him in very shortly. He's in the back room enjoying his shrimp and lobster. So anyway, let's see. I did get out and fly. I haven't been flying that much. I was on a cruise. Well, I've been on a cruise every month now, but I did manage to get out and fly, and it felt good. You know, when you don't fly, you know, you miss it. You know, you get the withdrawals, as they say. But I ended up going up by the Juno Beach Pier, but I fly from Jupiter Beach, just north of the pier, because they don't allow you to fly at the pier itself. It's just too busy with people. But I had a great time flying, and I just want to show a little of that video, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I'm here just north of the Juno Beach Pier in Jupiter, Florida. We got a beautiful sunrise going on. I'm going to send the Mavic 3 Pro up. Get some shots. Maybe we'll even spot a shark. Come on along.
I do a lot of narration in my videos. But that's a great part. Last year, myself and a few attendees at the South Florida Drone Meetup ended up flying there before the meetup. And maybe we'll fly there again this year before the meetup. But it was a beautiful, beautiful day to fly right there on the ocean. And I had a good time. I was flying at sunrise, and that's sort of my favorite time to fly.
Beautiful sunrise. And I might add, the Juno Beach Pier is a great place to go fishing.
Yeah, I've caught a few fish off that pier myself. But I was looking for sharks because sometimes you can see the sharks just swimming right along the beach. But I want to get to... Well, there's the end of the pier.
We'll give you a look at them shortly.
But it's a great fishing pier. You can catch some big fish right from that pier, believe me. But a big thing with this one was I ended up filming some surface. I didn't find any sharks, but
The
I found
surfers
some
were waiting for a
surface.
nice wave to ride in, and one of them spotted one.
And I'll tell you, it's a lot harder than you think following a surfer with your drone, keeping them in the shot. And if you've done that, put it in the chat that you've filmed surfers before. But look at this guy. He's a pretty good surfer too, I might add.
I couldn't imagine getting wiped out like that, but they say it's a lot of fun.
I don't know about how much fun. Really. But anyway, I had a good time flying, and it was good to get there by the Juno Beach Pier. It's really a great place to fly drones. But listen, I didn't forget to welcome in everybody. I just was changing the format a little bit. But anyway, John, Connecticut Pirate, he was number one. Always good to see John. And I tell you, Dale, the drone action cam, and Ty Vittich, he was number two, right behind him. And I appreciate it when guys check in early. I do. Rob Kamada, he was one of the early ones too. You know, good to see Rob. Always good to see Rob. And then I think I saw Angel. He was right behind Rob, number four. And then John Olson. I think John Olson was next. And I tell you, the chat goes by so quick. Now I got to go back. But then I saw RJ Redding. Good to see you. And Drone Oki. Always good to see you. And Andrew Hikenfly. He's watching all the way up in Vermont. And it's amazing, really. Guys all over the country and sometimes all over the world are watching the live streams. And it means so much to us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Really. And did I say hello to Sergeant Rock? Lee Palmer's in the house. How you doing? Did I say hello to Brian, Waypoint, New England? Now I forget who I said hello to. But John, Flying Flynn Media's in the house. How you doing, John? But anyway, I get back to the names very shortly. Terry, Gated Drones is watching. How you doing? I just want to let you know that I received a phone call from Dennis Lovelady, and he's our singing droner, and he'll be entertaining us at the 6th annual South Florida Drone Meetup. But before he left last year, the meetup that is, he said, Ray, I just want to let you know I'm going to order another flip. He gave away a flip last year as a giveaway prize. And he says, I'm going to order another one for next year. And that was so nice of Dennis. But then when I received a phone call from him this week, he says, I'm going to give 2 V-copters because he ordered 3 of them. So he's going to end up donating 2 of them to the South Florida Drone Meetup as giveaway prizes. And that's awesome of Dennis. So some lucky giveaway prize winners are going to be very happy. Thanks to Dennis Lovelady. But anyway, and all our other sponsors, believe me, and it would take the whole hour if I started mentioning them all. But anyway, George is in the house now. How you doing, George? And he's coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. I'm looking forward to meeting him. But anyway, I'll get back to the name shortly. I think Bill is all out of shrimp and lobsters. He looks sad back there. So I'm going to bring him in, and please give a warm welcome to Phil George, DD Fellows. Hey, Phil.
Hey, how you guys
Welcome.
doing? I
Welcome.
want to say hello to everybody in the chat. You guys are my favorite people. I really like having interactions with you guys on the chat. So everybody that said hello to me, hello, and everybody that didn't, hello. I'm really enjoying being in the chat on these videos.
Yeah, you've been in the chat quite a while now. You know, you're one of the regulars, and we appreciate it. We really do. Means so much. But anyway, I know I'll get back to the name shortly, but Stay High Productions. He's in the chat now. How you doing? Good to see you, Jeremy. Let's see. I said hello to Terry already. All right, I'll get back to the name shortly. But anyway, welcome, Phil. I know it's your first live stream. You seem less nervous than I do.
I have this non-fear of microphones and crowds. I can get up in front of 1,000 people and talk and not even
Okay.
break a sweat. So
Yeah.
and I do have the gift of gab, so you might not be able to shut me up once I get going too. So
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. And we got Bob Casey in the house now. How you doing, Bob? Good to see you. And so tell everybody how you became involved with drone flying. It's always an interesting story, usually.
well, this last July I retired, and I wanted to have some hobbies. So beginning in November of 24, I wanted to try out drones. So I started buying the Timu drones, which were all garbage. But it kind of was exciting to me. I didn't know what I was doing. I started watching a lot of videos. I especially watched a lot of Marcus Crawford and a lot of Captain Drone. And I let them talk me into buying the Mini 4 Pro. And then when I got it, I bought it in January of 25. I couldn't get out because of weather for 3 weeks after I had it. I tried driving in the living room, but it didn't work out very well for me. That was the first time I needed to change the blade. So when I finally did get out, it was 20 degrees, and I was really nervous, and I was flying around the park near my house, and it kind of got away from me. And I was pushing to go forward, not knowing I was actually pushing to go up. So I was going up and up and up. And when I hit max legal and it said maximum altitude, I freaked out a little bit because not only had I gone too far up, but I'd gone quite a ways away from myself. I was almost 2,000 feet away from myself. And in the screen, I was just a tiny little dot. And I thought, what have I done? I don't know what I'm doing. And well, I looked at the screen again and noticed I was in 3 times zoom. So that tiny little dot was zoomed in 3 times. So when I pulled it back, I almost vanished from the screen. And I was ready to cry, and I was ready to give up and walk away, leaving the drone way up in the sky. And I heard the voice of Marcus Crawford in my head. And he said, let's push the return to home on the screen.
Yep.
So that's what I did. And it came back to me, and I started flying in little figure eights and circles around me, trying to figure up and down and forward and backwards and stuff. And these 2 big dogs came over. And they wanted to get to the drone, and they were all bouncing around. And it made me laugh. And I never looked back again. I never was afraid after that first time. I knew if I just took my time, and the voice of Obi-Wan Crawford would come in my head and tell me what to do. And I would be fine. And in fact, I like to draw. You might see their sketches behind me. But when I have a hero, I often sketch their picture. So I'll show you guys this one.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, that's a great sketch. Really. That's amazing. You're
Yeah, I know.
you're very talented. Very
when I
talented.
posted it, Marcus Crawford saw it because I tagged him in it, and I don't think he understood what to think about it. But it's pure love for me, for him helping me get into the droning business. And I'll tell you, it wasn't like a month later that I had my Avata 2 ordered, and I have been buying drones ever since. So
Yeah, no, I learned so much from Marcus myself. He was one of the first channels that I watched because I had bought a cheap little drone from Amazon, and I couldn't fly that thing worth anything, and I gave it up. I gave it up for 2 years, and then I started watching Marcus and some of the others, and I learned so much. And I do give Marcus a lot of credit. So, how many drones do you have in your fleet of drones now?
I think I have 9 drones. I'll tell you the one that I recently purchased, the anti-gravity.
Yeah,
has
we're going to
been
talk
kind of a
about that.
frustration for me because there's nobody that I know that has it, and then there's hardly anybody doing how-to videos about it. So I actually started making my own, and I'll tell you, I'm not very good at that, but I'm no Marcus Crawford. But I did one on fixing the stitching line, and it had 500 views. And I thought, okay, people like this. People are looking for this. And I've also made friends, like you say, around the world that are following me and subscribe to me that have the drone now. So
Nice,
I'm getting in
nice.
contact with other people that are like me that have the drone and they're figuring it out without a lot of really support from how-to people. I think most
Well,
of the
I have your anti-gravity, well, one of your anti-gravity drone videos queued up. I'm going to show that in a minute. But first, I want to wish Brad a happy birthday. Today's his birthday. So happy birthday, Brad.
happy birthday.
Yeah. But anyway, let me see if I can get this video queued up, and you can narrate over it if you want.
Okay.
Um, I think it's glorious and no, yeah, this is, and I tell you that camera looks amazing, really. So
So this is Taylorsville City Park, and it's huge, and it's my favorite place to fly. So, and I actually flew there to do how-to video. So I did a lot of the options you can do on the video. I made a longer video about it.
nice.
But I think my videos are better if I don't
Oh,
say
look at that!
anything and
Look
I
at
just
that!
play music.
Now, did you do that right on the drone
No, that's
or
in
editing
post.
in
And
post?
it's two different flying experiences when you fly the drone because you have what you see in the goggles, which the
Yeah,
goggles are amazing, and then you have what you see when you edit and you can like manipulate the footage. And to me, it almost is like, they have that Inspire drone that you can have a person flying the drone and another person operating the camera and filming all around. And
yeah.
if you're in post and you've already flown, you've got the piloting done, you can really move that camera around in any direction. It's really, to me, it's a lot of fun to do that. But I'm a Insta360 guy. I love my Insta360 camera.
This is amazing, though. It really is a great video.
This
Great
is the
flying.
kind of maneuver that I used to. I wouldn't do this in my Mini 4 Pro, just my Avata or my Neo. I would go into the trees, but I thought I'm gonna try to go through these trees with this drone, and I was really pleased with how it looked.
Very, very cool. And does it handle good? Is it hard
Oh
to
yeah,
fly?
it flies as good as any DJI drone I have. And actually, I did a comparison of the Avata and the drone up on a mountain, and I did a range test. And the Avata, because I was on the mountain and I was going through a gap and everything, it lost signal at 600 feet or 600 meters, and the
Very, very, very
anti-gravity
cool.
went 1,700 meters. So it went a lot further than
Well, I gotta say
the.
that is cool. And if you guys aren't subscribed to Phil, DD Fellows, do it now. Don't wait until after the show. You'll forget. Do it right now because he could use a few more subscribers. And I thought that video was cool, really.
Yeah.
And apparently, you picked up drone flying pretty quickly. Really, you
Oh
only been
yeah.
flying a year.
People see me flying with the motion controller and they go, "How long does it take you to learn how to do that?" And I go, 5 minutes. And they go, "What?" I go, 5 minutes. You'd be flying this in 5 minutes. Do you want to try? And I love to put people in the goggles. Now, these goggles
Yeah.
are the coolest thing about the anti-gravity because you can pull the card out of the drone and stick it in here, and you can relive your flight. But instead of flying straight ahead and looking where you're flying, you can turn in any direction and look at your footage from any direction, which is a fun
Okay.
thing to do because
Yeah.
then you can see ideas about what to do when you go into post and edit the footage. But I tried something last week. I took the SD card out of my Insta360 camera and I put it into these goggles. And the video was of me riding my bike. And so the camera was on the handlebar. And it was almost as if I was shrunken down to G.I. Joe size. And I was standing on my handlebars, looking in any direction I wanted to. So not even the drone, even the 360 camera, you can look at the footage and then you're able to look in any direction. There's nothing in my whole life that's ever compared to these goggles for having been so amazed by a piece of technology.
Cool.
That's the coolest part about the drone.
Yeah.
That almost makes it worth $2,000. I still think that price is way too.
It's not a cheap drone. But anyway, John Flynn had put in a question: how's the editing process with that anti-gravity drone?
Well, a lot of people say they don't like editing 360 footage, but I can't wait to get home from the field with the camera or the drone and just put that right on the computer and start editing. And I think it's really fun. And the ability to film backwards or to do a loop-to-loop without doing a loop-to-loop is amazing. I just and then what I do after I've made the video, I'll watch it like 4 times and I'll play on Spotify the best soundtrack scores of all time. And it's funny how that music always fits the footage, even if it's something like from the movie Gladiator or something. And you'll find that it just feels like that music was made for the video. I really enjoy the whole process of it very much.
Cool.
But I might be different than everybody else too, so you don't know. But
Let me say hello to Steve Janess. How you doing, Steve? He's watching up in Vermont also. And just to let people know, Steve made up some information sheets for the attendees at the South Florida Drone Meetup. He posted them on the 6th Annual South Florida Drone Meetup Facebook page. And he's got all kind of information on where to fly, where to eat. And we appreciate that, Steve. Thank you so much for doing that. And he's also sponsoring it by donating a lot of his bottles of maple syrup. So, and a surprise that he won't tell me about. So, but anyway, hey, Ronnie, good to see you. How you doing? If Carla's there, hi, Carla. So, but if anybody has any questions, put them in the chat. I'll probably miss them, but I try to look out for them. And if you see a question, Phil, just let me know. And but anyway, yeah.
I'll tell you about another drone that I've really enjoyed just last few months, and this is how I taught myself to fly manual with this little thing. That's
what kind of drone is that?
That's my Flywood Firefly 16 Baby Nano. And I taught myself how to fly with a stick. And I crashed this drone so many times. And in fact, I had a dog pull it right out of the air and chew on it for a little while. And I've learned a lot how to repair it and stuff. And I really enjoy flying it. It's like so fun. And it has the DJI 04 air unit.
That's an 04 air unit. Yeah.
The footage is really extraordinary for such a tiny little camera. And one of the things I'm doing now is I bought a soldering iron, and this is going to be the year of homemade drones for me. So I'm working on my own little drones. In fact, I've got this Apex 2 frame, and I have a 5-inch that I've got almost all the parts for. And then after that, I'm going to try to go for a 7-inch. So.
Oh, all right. That's cool.
If they fly, I'll be really amazed, and I'll keep building them. And if they don't, then maybe I'll concentrate on buying drones instead.
Well, again, if you're having fun doing it,
Yeah. Well, I'm retired now, and I like to do things, and I'm more busy than I've ever been my whole life being retired. So I'm enjoying myself.
Stay High Productions wants to know, how's the range? I guess he's talking about the anti-gravity drone. Or are you talking about that little one?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I was at the park the first day of the maiden flight, and it's another big park like the one that was in the video. And I was out of the park like 5 minutes after I took off. The park couldn't contain that drone. It shrinks the whole world, and then I found myself 3 kilometers away and still had good signal.
Oh, really?
It kind of will lose the signal when you turn it, but then as soon as you get going the other way, it'll pick it back up. So only time I've ever lost signal is when I've been flying in the mountains and you go behind a ridge. I do that all the time with all of my drones. I get into trouble, but the return to home makes it be that it doesn't upset me anymore. The first time, yeah, it's terrifying, but now I think, well, it'll come back into range in a minute.
Yeah,
sure enough, it always does. So, but
I know. Way back in the day when was the Mini, the original Mini, came out, and I flew it towards the Jupiter Lighthouse, and I ended up losing sight of it, and I got all disoriented, and I started panicking. You know, the sweat starts dripping down, and then you remember what Marcus says: hit return to home.
Yeah.
And I did that, and that drone came back, and it was such a release to see it again.
Yeah.
But that return to home really is a great feature. So
I took my Neo to the church camp out, and had all these people watching me fly it, and I was going right into the trees, and you could almost hear it's like a chorus, and they say, "Tree, tree, tree," and they go, "You see where that is?" I go, "I know exactly where that drone is." And
right, exactly.
The drone loves to be in the trees and in the weeds and stuff. So
yeah.
I
You've been watching
that day.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I enjoy talking to the people that come up while I'm flying. I really do. I like to talk to them. I like to tell them about the drone, and I do offer the controller to them to fly also. And I've got a few people hooked on drones over the years.
Well, I always hand the goggles over to somebody. I'll push pause on the drone and it's way up on the mountain or something, and I'll say, "Here, take a look." And they always are a little nervous, and then they look and they always light up and say, "Oh my gosh, that is so cool."
Yes.
And it changes people's perceptions of what you're doing. They don't know what is he doing with that drone, but when they look and see the scenery from up in the air, then they get it. They get it instantly, and they're amazed by it. So I love to have people. I'm in the goggles, and I can hear them coming by, and I would say, "Good morning," and then if they talk to me, I always offer them the goggles.
Right. That's
Unless I'm in the middle of a drive or something,
Yeah. No, that's a good thing that you're doing there. But anyway, listen, I have a little format. I talk about a tip of the week, so let me do that right now. And this week's tip is put an extra SD card in your case. Because I know if I say, put in the chat how many people have left SD cards home, probably half the chat would say, I did that one time. Because I know I've done it a few times, but I have an extra SD card in my case, a couple of them actually. So do you have a tip for the viewers, Phil?
Yeah, but first let me mention, also make sure it's a fast enough SD card that
Yes.
will record footage on your drone. That was my mistake in the early days. I'd get home and I wouldn't have nothing because my little cheap SD card wasn't handling the drone. But my tip is to use Google Earth when you're trying to decide where to fly.
Yep.
And I live in a beautiful place with mountains and lakes and rivers everywhere. And I always thoroughly search the area that I'm going to be in. And I almost always have the spot picked out where I'm going to set up before I go out in the field, even if it's a place I haven't been to before. I pick out the spot. So
no, that's
Google
great.
Earth is a great way to figure out where you want to go and fly.
That's a great tip. Yeah. Hey, Jeremy's in the house. How you doing, Jeremy? Good to see you. And while I'm mentioning Jeremy's name, if you need your 6th annual South Florida Drone Meetup merchandise, go to sfdmshop.com, and Jeremy will make it up for you. And he's got some great prices this year. He lowered them actually, so I got to say thank you to Jeremy.
Yeah, I have my Las Vegas Drone Meetup shirt on today. In fact, it's the first time I wore it since I came
Nice. And Jeremy also donated a Neo just to let you know, as a giveaway prize. And some lucky giveaway prize one is going to go home with this. So
I think you almost have enough Neos that you could give them out as door prizes. Everybody gets a
anyway,
Neo.
and but anyway, um, so where's your favorite place to fly out there by you? Do you have a favorite place?
The funnest
That
time
park?
I ever had when I was coming back from the Las Vegas drone meetup, I took another 7 days. I went to Phoenix to see my sister, and then I would see something and stop and get the drone out on the side of the road and take it off. But I spent a day in Moab, and I've never been to a place as wonderful as Moab to fly the drone. In
Okay.
fact, I flew my original Neo on the day that they released the Neo 2. And I flew it over the Colorado River and up along the Red Rocks. And I thought this is the most spectacular place you could fly ever.
Nice.
In fact, when I go to the Vegas meetup, instead of going to Phoenix to see my sister, I'm going to plan on spending 3 days in Moab because
Very
there's no
nice.
place like that. And there's
Very
100.
nice.
You can't go to the national parks, but there's hundreds of places you can go and fly that look
Yeah.
just exactly the same as the national parks.
Nice, nice. But anyway, Jeremy put in that he thinks there are South Florida drone meetup cookies coming, and he's absolutely right because Deanna texted me today, and she's having the custom logo of the sixth annual South Florida drone meetup put on her freshly baked cookies that she's going to be bringing to the meetup. So I got to say thank you to Jeremy for giving her the logo and for her baking the cookies. So, but anyway, and again, if anybody has any questions, put them in the chat. I will try to keep an eye out. And John's good with putting in the links and everything too. Thank you, John. So, but anyway, yeah, flying out there is totally different than flying here in Florida with the beaches and the ocean and the intercoastal waterway. But I would love to go out there and fly out in Utah, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, we have the Great Salt Lake, and that flight I did at the Great Salt Lake is just amazing because it's weird. It's a beach, but it's not like a beach. I've took my drones to California and flew in San Diego, but Great Salt Lake was a weird place and the perfect place for drone flying too. And,
How big is that? Like, it's got to be big, right?
it was big because that's where I figured out the range of the anti-gravity because you can go forever there, and
Right, right.
and I never
Like
lost signal
like the
at all
ocean.
there. But that's an interesting place. There's a old amusement park that was around when my mom was a child called Salt Air, and it burned down, but they rebuilt it like some years ago, and they do concerts and stuff like that there. And it looks like the Taj Mahal in a way. It looks like a castle, and it's just an interesting thing to on the beach of the Great Salt Lake. And then there's all these wetlands you can fly over. It's spectacular. But I really liked being in San Diego flying. Sunrise in the over Mission Bay was unbelievable with my Mini Pro 4. So I'm always jealous of the ocean drone flying, but I think mountain drone flying is almost as fun. So as
Yeah.
ocean. But
I
I
gotta
look forward to being in Florida and flying.
Yeah, you're gonna have a great time, no doubt about it. But the big thing about the South Florida Drone Meetup is meeting all the other pilots. You know, you were gonna love it. You know, and I know you've been to the Vegas meetup, but not that the South Florida meet, it's different. You know, we've been doing it. This is our 6th year that we're doing it, and it has grown and grown and grown. I don't know what we're gonna do if it keeps growing. We might have to just limit it. But anyway.
Well, I'm going to
Uh,
sign up early for every year. I'm going to try to come every year. And
all right,
I
good.
really like to drive there from Utah. It's a long way, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the best thing about Vegas for me was I had my car and I had every bit of kit I have in the back of my Jeep. And
Yeah, I can
I fly
imagine.
to carry it to my place, and I set up my own table and chair. And I was able to show all my drones off to everybody. And even I talked way more at the meetup than I flew. I'll tell you that much. And I enjoyed every minute of it. But I enjoyed the trip afterwards, solo by myself, driving through the desert. And in fact, I want to do one in March. I want to go north up to Idaho, and I specifically want to go sit in the hot springs up there in Idaho, and fly my
Yeah.
drone through some of the mountains up there. But
I would love
figure
to
out
fly the
halfway there.
Snake River Canyon. I want to go
I'm
visit
gonna go to
Marcus and
dedication point and fly Marcus's spot. Because,
yeah.
and make
Hey,
it, I'm gonna
Mio
pretend like I'm
Drones.
Marcus and make a video. So
Hola. Thank you for tuning in tonight. But anyway, let me get on to my little format, and that's I have a video of the week to show. And this week I chose Ron Brown because Ron Brown put out an awesome video. I thought it was awesome. And again, I think he was trying to copy John Flynn, but he did a great job with this video. So let's take a few minutes and watch Ron Cape May ferry video. And I've been on that ferry. Coming back from Florida one year, we took it. It wasn't cold, of course, because we come back in May 1st. But look at this. I thought it was a great video. And Ron, he incorporates handheld camera with his drone footage, which is cool. Too cool for me, though.
I mentioned to him in the comments that the water looks pretty calm, but he said it was moving when he was flying there. The water was moving. You really can't see it in the footage.
Hey, we got Bill in the house. How you doing, Bill? Look at this. Very, very nice. And Barkley tonight. Hey, Barkley, how you doing? This reminds me of the videos that John Flynn does up there on Lake Michigan. Hey, Mario's in the house. How you doing, Mario? But anyway, if you want to watch more of that, go to Ron's channel, Ron Brown. And if you're not subscribed to Ron, subscribe to him. But anyway, no, I think I'll pass on flying in the freezing cold, to be honest with you. But it would be fun, no doubt about it. So, and again, if anybody has any other questions for Phil, put them in the chat.
Well, I'll tell you, I have my e-bike, and I put on the balaclava and the hoods and the coats and the mittens, and I go out on my bike when it's cold and fly. And when I have the goggles on, it looks like I look like a Star Wars character in my mind. When I see myself out of the drone footage, I think it's like being in the movie Star Wars with that.
Yeah, you were telling me that you take it down by the river. There's a place down by the river you ride a lot, and you fly down by the river too.
Yeah, I can get to the Jordan River Parkway from my house, and I can go in either direction. And I've flown probably 20-25 times somewhere along the river, and never the same place twice. And sometimes I'll just go and ride without a drone, and I'll find a place and I'll mark it down and think, okay, I'm coming back here with whichever one of my drones I think would be best for that spot. So.
Yeah, well,
and I fly way more than I post, because I'm like that guy that always says, I gotta fly. That's all I have to do is fly, and that's kind of how I feel.
There's a lot of times, And lately, I haven't even been taking as much video. I've been switching to more photos than video. But when I first started flying for the first 4 or 5 years, it was always videos, 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 videos. I took hardly any photos, and that was a mistake on my part.
There's a
Because
question from Barkley there in the chat I saw.
okay, all
He
right,
wants to know what I did before I retired.
good question.
Um, I worked as a manager in the dairy industry, so kind of like Marcus, and that's one of the reasons I connected with him. I think is because he had them Dairy Gold shirts on, and I know when I meet Marcus, we can talk shop, and that'll be good. But the last 14 years of my career, I worked at the University of Utah Hospital in the kitchen, feeding the patients, and I'm telling you. That was really a good way to end my career working in the hospital because I was in a place where the patients stay for months and you get to know them.
Oh yeah,
And then in fact, the sketches, I sketch pictures for the patients and give it to them on the day they go home. So they have to remember me after they go home because I get so close to them. But it's like working at a job where you show compassion and do things for people, and then you get paid to do it. I would do it for free. But it was really rewarding. But I spent 25 years managing ice cream plants here in Utah. So
oh okay, yeah. Well, interesting. Any other questions? Put them in the chat. But John, what's the newest drone you have? Danny Kennedy wants to know. I want to say hello to Danny. Uh, he's also coming to the South Florida drone meetup, and he was he was gracious enough to send us a Neo 2 as a giveaway prize. This one's from Danny Kennedy. So thank you, Danny. Really, it's amazing. All the support we get, and we truly appreciate it. Myself and the South Florida Drone Meetup Committee really, really appreciates it.
thank you, Bob Casey, for putting the link to my channel on the chat.
Yeah, there it is right there. Okay, thanks, Bob. Appreciate that. Yep. And if you're not subscribed, do it. Do it now. So, but anyway,
I have
we're gonna have
I have a plan to go to the Spiral Jetty, which is art installation they made like 25 years ago. It's always in all the art books. When you go to art history class, they always have a picture of the Spiral Jetty. And I'm hoping my Jeep can make it there. I don't know how the roads are, but as soon as I get some good weather going, I'm going to fly
Okay.
there. It's going to be really interesting footage. So there's something to look forward to.
That's cool. Steve Jeunesse wants to know what's the Neo count, and that's 5. We got 5 of them right now, Steve. So thanks to all our sponsors, really. But anyway, I have another one of your videos. So let me see if I can bring that up now. And you can narrate over it. And I always think in the beginning, I used to blow the whole screen trying to do this. share videos. But anyway, this one was nice.
This was me missing the leaves on the trees. So this is footage from Memorial Day on Mount Olympus in Utah. This is one of my favorite places to fly to. But I just wanted to see some green, so I went back and found the footage and I edited up a video from it.
Nice. That is a cool place to fly too. But I know one thing, I wouldn't want to lose my drone up there.
Well, this is where the first time I lost contact completely with my Mini 4 Pro, and I was scared to death and freaking out, and it just turned around and came back, went right back over the mountain and came back into view, and I took over again. But I'll tell you, the footage from the Mini Pro 4 is the reason I haven't bought the Mini Pro 5, because I don't think you can beat how good this camera is on the Mini 4 Pro is. I know the other one's better, but I'm pretty happy with this drone.
Yeah. See, now that is so cool flying there, really. And you're sending it too. You're going out there.
Yeah, I go quite a long ways on this opening shot. As far as until I lost the signal. In fact, at the end of this first opening clip is where I get behind the ridge and lose the signal. That's the only thing that stopped me. I was trying to get to snow.
Yeah, look at that. Wow. I'd be petrified, to be honest with you.
So the
But
Avada
anyway,
is the one that dives the ridges. That's the one that scares me when you're going straight down on a mountain ridge and the ground's coming up fast and you have to pull out.
wow.
I love doing it.
Great soundtrack too, by the way. But anyway, if you want to watch more of that, guys, go to
John Flynn, I will have the
Phil's
Avada
channel.
360. I will have it.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
I will. I love my Avada and I love my anti-gravity, so of course I want to have the
Yeah,
360.
yeah. Okay. That
Yeah.
answers that. Yeah.
I'm ready for any of those sellers in South Korea to take my money.
Yeah. I tell you, it's tough to keep up, you know. I was doing it for quite a while, you know, buying the latest and greatest, but I've held back a little bit, but I did end up breaking down and buying the Neo too. And I'm having fun flying this little drone too, you know. But I didn't really get used to flying the Neo, the original Neo, and then this one come out. But anyway, it's all about having fun, you know. Now, are you a Part 107 yet?
No, I did make friends with the guys down there in Vegas, and I'm meaning to take the course and get my 107. I really would like to, but I just procrastinated. So probably pretty soon. I didn't know we were going to have such a mild winter, and I thought there'd be lots of time when I wouldn't be flying my drone, but I haven't even slowed down on flying my drones.
Well, I got to say thank you to Greg from Pilot Institute. You know, he donates the lanyards that we give to the first 150 people, uh, along with the badges that Brad makes up, and he also donates 5 Part 107 courses, free courses. And if you already have your Part 107, you could swap it out and take a different course. And that's a great sponsorship that he does, along with paying for our lunch, the pizza lunch. So
Jeremy stepped by me at the Vegas meetup, and Jeremy went off to talk to somebody, and then everybody would come and sit down to talk to Greg, and that's how I got to meet and talk to a lot of people there. Was just sitting by Greg, and everybody wanted to talk to him. So
yeah,
they would come over, and then I would introduce myself to them and get to know the people. So
he's such a nice guy.
He's a great guy. Yeah.
He's
This
been
is a
on.
good question, TG Pirate. This is a good question. When I was a kid, we had a cat that had kittens, and there was enough for each child to name a kitten. And I named my kitten Duty Dude Fellow. And my brothers made such fun of me. I told them, one day the name Duty Dude Fellow will be famous the whole world over. You wait and see. So I like to write, and I've been making novels. I haven't sold any, but I've been making novels. And my
really?
pen name is
Interesting.
D.D. Fellow. So my prophecy about the name D.D. Fellows being famous the whole world over might come true someday. So
Okay, cool.
my
What kind of novels do you write?
sci-fi novels. In fact, the novel I'm working on now is called Master of Gravity, and it's about a guy that gets the power to control gravity, and so he's like building flying objects and flying cars and stuff.
Oh,
And,
interesting.
It's kind of like, I started that novel before I ever had a drone, but my
Anti-gravity drone.
My wanting to fly has been there all my life. I've always had dreams where I could fly. In my dreams, I could fly. So I've always wanted to fly. But the D.D. Fellows sounds good as an author name, though. Can you imagine Master of Gravity by D.D. Fellows?
Oh yeah, I'd buy it. I'd buy the book. Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah, double D is kind of getting me in trouble sometimes there, Berkeley. So
yeah,
it's not that double D.
no, that's good. That was a good question, John. Yeah, because I was wondering the same thing. I was. So I'm glad he asked it, and I'm glad you
Well,
answered it.
well, the first time I heard my name mentioned in a live chat was Ron Brown, and he called me DD Felons, and
Oh,
I'm not a felon.
yeah, okay. Well, that's good. No, you've been in the chats faithfully every week, and like I said earlier, we truly appreciate you coming in the chat and being active in the chat. There's some people that lurk in the chat. I won't mention any names.
Well, I'll tell you, I always watch the video if I go to a movie or something. I always watch the video back later. I love to watch them. My favorite shows are the ones where they show viewer or people's videos. I love to watch people's videos. So that's my favorite. And if the subject is a little, a little flat sometimes, the chat's always rocking. So there's always a lot of fun going on in the chat, no
Oh
matter
yeah,
what's going
yeah.
on.
You know, really. And I review the chat tomorrow on the replay. Because most of the time I'll mess up the contest at the end, but it's almost time, so we might as well just do the contest now for the monthly giveaway prize, which is only a $10 Amazon gift card. So now is the time, and you're eligible too. So you don't know what the secret number is between 1 and 25. Put it in the chat. So let's
Yeah,
see
I
who
was
gets it.
first one to put a number down.
Yeah.
Bob Casey, my go-to camera drone is my Mini 4 Pro.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, there you go. Answered that question. But I thought I saw it, and the chat just flew by. And actually, two guys got it. I do see it. Um, two guys got number 17. But I think it was Lee Palmer, Sergeant Rock. He got it first. So number 17. Lee, your name's going in the hat for the monthly giveaway. So it's all about having fun now. This little contest. And Lee's coming. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. He's coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. So Lee, your name's going in the hat, along with Josh. Josh is in there already. So, um, and I got to say thank you to John Gregory because he's a big supporter of the channel, and he actually sponsors that little contest. So thank you, John. So. Yeah, usually, yeah, Barkley puts in one number after another. He's pretty lucky. So, yeah, you are quick with the numbers, that's for sure. So, all right, one final call for questions for Phil so we can get to know him a little better. And of course, Sean, of course it's rigged. Warren said it was rigged and it's rigged. so anyway. Oh, he was, yeah, I know. So, all right. So,
Yeah, I do fly FVP. I taught myself this fall. In the beginning, I was terrible at it. I spent a lot of time in the simulator, but I bought this little drone to learn on, and now it feels like I'm in complete control with it. And yeah,
well,
Quinn, I'll be
you're
at the
gonna
Florida
definitely,
drone meetup too.
you will definitely meet a lot of FPV drone pilots down at the South Florida Drone Meetup. That's for sure. But
Yeah,
anyway,
for
we got
Christmas, my
another.
daughter gave me a Radio Master, so I can when I build my own drones, I can fly with a Radio Master controller. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I do want to be FPV pilot like most of the
nice,
guys I watch on the YouTube.
nice. Do you have the anti-gravity drone handy there or no?
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Maybe you could just open it up, show the people what it looks like. I
You know,
really
it's
have
black and white, and when it's folded up and it's sitting on my table and I see it in the corner of my eye, it looks like somebody's crumpled up a bunch of papers
Yeah, look at
uh,
that. Totally,
with printing
totally
on it.
different looking.
Now, I
That's
name
for
all my
sure.
drones, and I named my anti-gravity as Sky. I give them a spirit animal, and I make a logo for all my drones, so they get a name and a spirit animal and a logo. So
Very, very cool. No, that looks like a cool drone. It really
and it's
does.
pretty small. It's smaller. It seems smaller in real life than it does on.
Is it heavy? How many grams? Do you know how many grams it is?
It's under is a 249 gram drone, except for I have the plus battery,
Oh, you have the
so
plus
it
battery.
goes a little bit over that.
And now
Um,
what's the time on that battery?
I get about
Lifetime?
a half an hour, and
Yeah.
it makes it so I don't want to fly it more than one battery. Uh, when I go out, I'll fly one battery for hours. Usually I have another drone with me. I'll fly the other.
Very nice. Very nice. Dale's drones. He has a question for you. Where is the most favorite place you have flown?
Moab, Utah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go when I go to Las Vegas meetup on the way back. I'm gonna stay 3 nights in Moab and just
Yeah.
go around finding places to fly.
Yep. And I can answer this for John Flynn. Yes, Phil is coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. You want to tell that story, how you made up your mind that you're coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup, Phil?
Well, I really wanted to come, and I was even thinking about driving because I so much like to have all my kit with me when I go someplace. And I was looking at airfare and trying to calculate if I could afford to or not. And you have to put in if you're going to buy drones or go on a trip, kind of thing. And while I was doing that, my wife called out and said, "Oh yeah," she's in the other room. She says, "By the way, I put a deposit on a cruise, and we're going to have to pay that now. So we're going to go in April on a cruise." And I go, "Where are we going to go out of?" And she goes, "Orlando." And I said, "What day will we get back from the cruise?" And she goes, "Why do you want to know when we'll get back?" I go, just humor me. What day will we get back? She goes, "The 9th." And I go, "Yes." So I said, "This is what we'll do. We'll get back. You'll get on the airplane, come home, so you go back to work. And I'm going to rent a car and go down to South Florida for another week."
There you go.
So
Worked
it
out perfectly.
worked out perfectly for me. It was like it's meant to be that I go to the South Florida Drone Meetup.
It was meant to be, that's for sure. But anyway,
Yeah.
Barkley has a question for you now. Are the stitch lines an issue on that drone?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you go out in the field and it's out of calibration, you'll come home and all of your footage will have a wavy line right at the stitch line. And so I had to figure out how to do that. I Googled in YouTube for how to fix the stitching line and came back with nothing. Nobody had put out any videos about that. So I had to go and figure out how to do it myself. And I made a video of how to fix the stitching line. And actually that video went to 500 views, within a week, it was at 500 views. So I
Right.
think a lot of people were looking for that. And
Sure.
since then, I've made another how-to video, and I've included how to do the calibration. And now every time I go out, I calibrate the drone
Every time?
before I fly every time. And that way, you don't come home and be disappointed because if you're going forward, the stitching line's messed up, and all the video has the stitching
Right.
line. So I just
Good question.
calibrate it every time.
Good
So
question.
I don't waste my time filming stuff I can't use.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Phil, like I said, the hour goes by so quick, and it's come to that time already, really. But you were a great special guest. Thank you for being on the show tonight.
Thanks for
Um,
having me.
but now's the time for you to say your goodbyes and anything you'd like to promote, like your channel.
Yeah, come and look at my videos. Sometimes, especially early on, I was sad because I think I have some pretty good footage and nobody's watching it. So I like to show my stuff. I like to show it to people. So come and have a look. Look back at some of my older videos. Look at my videos from Moab, and you'll want to be planning the trip to go there. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. No. I tell you, I know we'll get you a few more subscribers tonight. That's for sure. But again, thank you for being on. And thank you, everybody in the chat, for taking the time to watch the show tonight. I truly appreciate it. The show wouldn't be a success if you guys didn't watch it. And we appreciate all your support. All the guys who have live streams appreciate your support. And when you make the videos, you watch them, you make a comment. You know, I really appreciate that. And I know you do too, right, Phil?
I do. I like it. I like comments. It's funny because I'll go on somebody else's video and make a comment complaining about the anti-gravity when they have an anti-gravity video, and I get more replies to my comment than I get comments on my own drone because I'm very opinionated.
Well,
about it.
Terry and George and Dale's, they all sub to your channel.
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
appreciate
through the
it very
list real
much.
quick. But I tell you, thanks guys for subscribing to his channel. But again, get out
And if
there and
anybody asks you to
fly.
be on a live show, do it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. Don't be shy. I know I was shy in the beginning. The first live stream I went on for about 2 minutes, and I said, I gotta go, guys. But anyway, just get out there and fly. Like Johnny and I say, fly for fun, but most importantly, fly safely. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. And I got a great guest next week. Mark Fisher's going to be on. So get ready, guys. You know Mark. Have a good night, everybody.